Hello. So here's a follow-up. Basically, what I'm going to do now is I will attempt to kind of smooth this model. So as you can see, we got like lots of mesh problems here. Here it's kind of folding. Here as well. Here's a big one. Maybe here. Here a bit. It's all over. Okay. So I'm gonna copy that. Let's just put it to paint so that it is there. Okay. And we'll go back to Maya and I'll attempt to do that now. So I like to use vertex for this purpose. I'll go back to 1 and let's go bit by bit. I'm gonna do this part first. Alright. So what's going on? Immediately you see that this thing is going in a bit. So we can actually change our orientation from world to axis and normal. So let's just pull it out in the normal orientation. So we're gonna do this for every single part that you think could use a bit more work. Let's have a look at it. Immediately that kind of got rid of that problem. So we're trying to go smooth basically. Yeah. So here's another one. So we have that pinching. I would argue it's actually because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's kind of like a star, whereas this one doesn't have it. So let's just see. How can I solve this? Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Maybe I'll just take that out, and then I'll figure out what to do next. Okay. Alright, for that I need my shelf. Just cut here. Means that we can take away that guy. And I need to add one more here. Perhaps it could run along there. Oh, that's an end gone. Maybe that is okay. I just need to figure out this guy quick. Right? No, we'll just live with that. It's not too bad. So I'm gonna attempt to fix things here so that that is a bit less prominent. You can see that the fact that it's going in, so that's not going to give us a nice subdivision. So let's just pull that out. That might actually already help. Yeah, certainly it kind of improves things a bit. So I'm gonna keep on working without even previewing it. So I'll just keep on going with this thing and kind of look at it in all angles and see if it's going in a bit. If it's tenggelam, that means it needs to be pulled out. Right. It's another one. It's another one, and perhaps here's another one. Trying to make it rounded in all corners. Right. Here it goes in a bit. I mean, if this is bugging you, you can spend time doing this to your model before we head on to the next part, which is creating the eyelids and making it nice. So we have all those folds going on. Right. I have a feeling these parts could be pulled out a bit, just so that it's a bit more rounded. It's not too bad. Maybe that's too much. Good. Right, it's not too bad. Here it's looking quite straight, so let's just pull that out. Let's just lessen that a bit. Alright, not too bad. Alright, let's just go through. That's looking like it's going in a bit. Let's just choose our normal axis orientation. A bit more, so it's a bit more rounded. Lessen that a bit. Maybe this could go that way. That's going in. It might also be topology, but I'm not going to bother with topology now. I'll just try to improve it here by by doing some small tweaks to the mesh. In particular, just scanning through. I'm going to have to bring these vertices in and follow the eyeball so that it'll kind of blends nicely later on. That looks very straight. Let's just pull it out a bit here. Alright, it's not too bad. Seems like this part certainly could be pulled out. So I'm going to use my edge now. For some reason it's not showing me. Oh, okay, so you can't use normals with an edge. So I'm back to vertex. Let's just get our normal orientation. Let's just pull this out now. Yep, it's not too bad. Yep. Seems like it's bulging, so let's just lessen that a bit. Kind of balance things there. That could go that way. Okay, and I'm gonna stop for a while and kind of review where I'm at. This seems like it will actually do the trick already. Just a bit more perhaps, and let's just shape this part a bit more. Yeah, they could be rounded at the front here, so I'm just gonna pull it, make it a bit more rounded, and after that I'll stop. That's going in. Just move this here a bit, keep it rounded there. Right, it's not too bad. Let's just press 3 and see. Looking smooth there, smooth here. Got a bit more here. That means that part could still use more work. Right, it does look like it's tenggelam a bit, so we're gonna push those parts out just so that it has more flesh underneath, or at least we're suggesting that, you know, it has a bit more flesh underneath here. It is the cheeks anyway, right? So let's just push that out. Bring this a bit low. That one, just to balance everything. For sure, you can use the soft selection, but I'm not a big fan of that tool, so I tend to not use it as much. Let's just go all over and scan this thing. Seems like that could be pulled out a bit. Press 3. Okay, X. Maybe a bit more. And I certainly see that those bunches are actually clumping together. Let's just move this first. A bit tedious, yeah, but anything to, so that, you know, it'll give us a nice clean and smooth mesh. There's no denying this is tedious work. Alright, let's just flash it out here as well. That's looking a bit tenggelam. You know what, that might actually do the trick. Perhaps a bit more in places like this and this. Alright. Alright. And I'm gonna try to balance this part a bit more, because it certainly seems like they are kind of bunched up a bit. So I'll just slide this guy perhaps. It's gonna be a bit hard, but we'll try. Seems like we can use more room here at the back. We'll try that. Let's just slide it a bit here, there, and right, the whole thing perhaps. Something like that. A bit more maybe. Alright. A bit less here, I guess. Alright, alright. So we'll say here to about, sorry, here, slide it back down maybe. Okay, it's not too bad. Slide this guy a bit higher. Trying to kind of agak-agak and make sure it's kind of down in the middle a bit. We'll say that's okay. Alright. Certainly this guy could be pushed a bit higher. Yeah, that might do the trick a bit. Let's just give him some room here as well. Should I go down? A bit like that. So we have more space right about down here. Okay, that certainly looks like it's kind of a bit, you know, there's more room to breathe. Go up a bit here. Okay, let's see what's the result. All right, so it's not too bad. It's kind of going out here because I haven't pushed it in, but it's not too bad, and this is certainly improving. It's just a couple of bits, maybe in particular maybe this vertex. Let's just zoom in and can tell that it's actually going in, so let's just push that out a bit. Let's check to see this one as well, maybe slight adjustments. That certainly did the trick. We got this one bunching up down here. Might not be a big of a problem, but why not? Let's just try to fix it. And I suspect it's this part. Let's just lessen that a bit. That one will bring it down a bit more. This one, let's just push it down a bit more. Maybe this guy, we'll just relax that a bit. And I need 2 more perhaps down here. But I'll stop short doing that. Let's press 3. Alright, that's a bit nicer at the corner of the mouth. Alright, so the nose, it doesn't look like a nose. Let's just shape it a bit more. Certainly we don't have a reference from top view, so this is going to be a bit of guesswork, I guess. But the idea is we want to shape it so that it's kind of roundish. And certainly we're going to do more things with this, in particular when we're doing the nostrils. That's an end gone. I didn't notice that. Alright, so I gotta fix that at some point. Let's just merge and see what we get. So we're getting a triangle there. Maybe if what happens if I delete that? So that's a quad, and then I can bring that down, and it's a bit more relaxed on that side. Yeah. Seems like I can, you know, push it this way, but I'll do that later. That's like pushing out too much perhaps. Oopsie. Go axis, normal, bring it in. Alright. Let's just do the same with this guy. I'm gonna slide it down maybe. Alright. Sure, it's pointy, but we'll fix that as we go along. Or maybe tell you what, let's just do that quickly now. Means that this guy should be a bit more rounded. Can't be bigger than that part, so gotta be careful with that. Alright, so it's less pointy now. Certainly we're gonna do more stuff to him. It's pointy here as well, so if I added more I can really define that. So let's just do that very quickly. I'll say we want one here, we want another one right about here, and it's a matter of doing the same thing rounding it up in places. You can press F to zoom in. I'll say that's kind of okay. That's looking quite straight. You know, the idea is for it to be rounded and cembung. What's the word? Concave. Alright, we'll say that's kind of okay. Has volume. Here it's looking a bit straight. So let's just pull that out. This one as well. Maybe that's a bit too much. Here. So I'm pressing F whenever I select a vertex and just carefully looking at it and see how I can make the volume a bit more prominent. Does seem like I could shape it this way. Perhaps I can do the same here as well. Of course, you know, sliding the edge would be way easier. But we'll say that's okay. And pushing that out. So it's a bit more rounded. And I could have done the same with the nose as well. But we'll save that for later. I'm gonna choose wool. Bring that in a bit. Now this is a bit it's going to be a bit off from the reference, so let's not change it too much. Still pointy. Let's just bring it out even more. Yeah, I guess it's how I push this topology. Let's just bring it out here a bit. And let's give it a bit more volume underneath. It's looking a bit tight. So let's just push it. Maybe. Alright, there are places where it's gonna be a bit off model. So that's a bit less pointy. We'll fix it once we merge everything. But I'll say this is okay already. It's a big improvement from what we had earlier. So it's a bit more smoother. That one will fix as we put in the eyeballs. That one seems like it could use more work. But I'll call it okay for now. It's not really a big one that we need to solve, but that's how you kind of make things a bit smoother. Give it a bit more flesh as compared with what we had earlier. So we certainly fix those parts here, there, the mouth and the cheek. So now it has more volume, nice and smooth. Just think about the muscles and how you need to kind of give it a bit more flesh underneath, because it's not just muscles, it also has things like flesh. And I'll see you in the next video.